spotlight myself. Okay. I'm going to mute everybody. All right. So as I was saying, this setup is, you take the time to create this, then you'll be able to flow with the class perfectly from one to the next exercise, get the most out of it. So please take the time to do that if you have the items, you have enough chairs to work with. So we've got this playground here, right? My chair is behind. I've got these other two out in front, off to the side, not too close together and narrow. Enough room because it's this space that we're going to play with in terms of how to move. But as always, we start with scooting to the front edge of your chair, hands resting on your thighs, finding central upright. One of the most important homework practices that any of us could do is practice in a comfortable chair, sitting upright, having this central pillar, this central upright intact, and then allowing relaxation through your body. So you're softening rather than grabbing your body. So if you pay attention, you'll usually notice one of two things are happening. Either you're holding something or you've allowed a collapse of something. Whereas what we want is attentive alignment, structural integrity, as well as total ease and softness and relaxation. That's the Taoist Tai Chi ideal for a functional body that can function well into our 80s, 90s, 100s, and beyond. And also, in many ways, it mitigates symptoms of brain and nervous system issues, right? At least it gives us the best shot at remaining functional. So all of that's happening just from sitting upright, relaxing, softening. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Long, smooth, thorough breath. Then another two concepts that are really important: Chun Wan and Qing Ling. So those are Chinese terms, but our way of thinking about it could be gravity and levity, how things come in complementary pairs. So when we relax, we allow what is downward, what will go downward naturally, what will go down with gravity naturally, we allow that to go down. So we're no longer holding anything. And then what the Taoists discovered is that, oh yeah, when you allow everything that can sink to sink, that's Chun Wan, you also get Qing Ling, which is a lightness, a nimbleness through the body. Meaning when I relax, my whole body doesn't just collapse to the ground, right? Instead, there's this quality of lift and buoyancy and freedom of movement. So upright body, totally relaxed and easy softness, allow for Chun Wan, gravity, and feel that Qing Ling, that lightness and nimbleness. Now, keeping that Qing Ling light nimble, let's do our first movement. Slide your hands back, elbows back, scapula or shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, and look up to the sky. Then slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest, drop your head, round your back. So we'll just do this 3 or 4 more times. Slide the hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, inhaling. And slide hands forward, hollow the chest, drop your head, exhale. People often ask, what's the best exercise I can do for my balance or my posture? This is very high up on that list. This rounding completely and then arching completely, moving through the entire range. Rounding, arching, rounding, arching. Then settle to neutral. Let's slide left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn shoulders and head to the right. And then come back to center. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back. Turn shoulders and head to the left. Back to center and turn to the right. Back to center and turn to the left. Center and turn. Center, turn. One more each. Again, remember, Qing Ling, light and nimble. Relax. Turn. Back to center. Now, hang those arms loose. Change the weight over to the right leg. Soften and lean to your right. Lift your left wrist up a little, left foot up a little, teeter-totter to the right, and then back to middle. Really important to find middle, and then go to the left. Teeter-totter to the left, lean to the left, right wrist up, left arm down, and then back to the middle. Leaning to the right. Back to the middle. So again, make sure you're leaning your central pillar. Lean. Move through space. Back to the middle. Move through space. Back to the middle. And middle. Now, bring your legs close together. Tip forward from the hips, bring your arms forward, backs of hands touch. We go big circle, then tip back and circle the arms in. Our goal here is to take what is often bound up and stuck in the chest, shoulder, upper back and loosen it. Right? So each round you're trying to loosen something that's there, that's sort of like a plaque buildup or a residue. Each circle. Then we go to the middle level. So that was low. Now we come up to middle level, around chest height, open, come down the side, under, all the way forward in front and up, open. We're trying to free this chest, shoulder, upper back, scapula area. One more time at that middle level, open. And then let's go for the full range. Forward, up, up, up. Big open. All the way down. Neutral. And this idea of addition by subtraction. So each round we're clearing something out that was there that we didn't want. It was extra so that we can be more loose, be more relaxed. Again, clearing out. And releasing. Now the same set, but in reverse. So go back, out, around, and in, down, low. Out, around, in. Out, around, in. Then the middle level. Back, out, and up, across, and down. Back, out, up. One more. So 3 at the middle level, and then 3 at the full range. Back, out, up. Keep going up. Over top. Down. Under. Open, out, up. Over top, down. One more. Again, there's many different exercises we could spend our time on up here, but that's just a minimum dosage of loosening the upper. Let's do the minimum tune-up for the lower, and then we'll stand up and do our walking. Scoot back into your chair a little bit extra. Now, right knee, lift, flex the foot, and draw the leg up and in, and then push. Reload it, set down. Other leg, load it, push, load, down. Other leg, load. So we're just alternating, taking the leg through its full range of motion in this particular path. One more each. Right? We want space. We want openness through the legs. Now let's straighten the right leg. We'll point and flex and point and flex a few times. And then we'll tilt in, tilt out a few times. And then circle. In, point, out, flex. Nice big round circles in one direction. Reverse direction, circles. And down. Other leg, straighten it, point and flex a few. Tilt the foot a little in and out for a few. Circles. Pick a direction, thorough, smooth circle. Reverse, other direction, circle. And down. Scoot all the way to that front edge of your chair again. So we've got our pelvis, our hips, right? And attached to the hips is the whole central pillar of the spine, rib cage, scapula, and arm. So all of that is connected to the pelvis, as well as the legs. So here, step a little wider. We want to separate the legs and pelvis relationship. So we don't want it glued together and stuck. That makes us clumsy. So we need to have a spaciousness here. So lift your toes, turn from the hip joint, turn the thighs internally, which brings the knees in, and the toes kind of point in a little bit. So that's internal rotation. Now lift your toes and turn from the hips externally. So now we've really changed that relationship. Pelvis, spine, ribs, everything up here is not really changing. But what is changing is now turn in, all the way in. So we're kind of wringing out a rag a little bit. Internally rotating, and then externally rotating. And then internally and externally. So again, keep that idea that we're separating something. That doesn't mean we're taking the leg and ripping it off and disconnecting, right? But we are separating the bone, so there's a little space in there, then the tissue around it, so there's some space, and then the muscles, so there's space, because it's on that space that we can move, right? You see me moving a little faster. It's when I'm relaxed that I can move fast, because now there's lubricated space. Now, back to neutral. Hang your arms loose and fold from the hips. So now the pelvis, that same pelvis with everything attached to it, is the moving part. So now we're folding at the hips and then sitting vertical. So let everything else be along for the ride. The head, the neck, the spine, the ribs, the shoulders, the arms. You're not moving them independently. You're letting them come along for the ride. You're folding at the hips, and everything moves through space, and then you're sitting upright from the hips, and even take it back a little bit from the hips. And just find the power. There's a power in everything being relaxed, and then us moving from the cockpit of the body, from the middle of the body. So that's from the Taoist perspective, the space in the hips, belly, and lower back. This section, this little circular section, you could say, is the most important area to cultivate, to develop, right? So now let's use that to stand up. So, time to stand up. We slide our feet back. We don't just try to go straight up because my center is behind my feet. So I have to fold and go forward a little. So now my center is above my feet. Now I can stand tall. Now the weight Chun One, remember Chun One and Ching Ling. Chun One means I'm relaxed so that the heaviness goes down through the feet. That's what's grounding me. That's what's stabilizing me, is actually being so relaxed that I'm plugged into the earth. And then what's allowing mobility and function is Ching Ling, light, nimble, fluid, soft, relaxed. So now we fold and fold. And okay, my butt found the chair. Now I can commit to the chair, but I didn't have to tighten and force anything to stand up or sit down. So do that 3 more times, just soft as can be. Standing up. Soft as can be. Fold, sink. And in the beginning, one of the most interesting parts of Tai Chi training is that we are usually so accustomed to using tension-based strength, force, that when we start to relax, it feels less stable and weaker. So we feel a little bit weaker, we feel a little less stable when we relax. But go with that. Keep exploring this idea of, wait, can it be easy? Can I be soft, relaxed, and easy and still have power? And the answer is yes, you can. And an incredible amount of it, actually, when you train it. Now, don't sit in your chair. Soft, fold. So keep the weight down under your feet. Fold your body up. Use this shape change to touch the toes or touch the floor. And then rise all the way back up. And add to it from the hips forward. So look at this shape that the body can make, right? Hang loose arms. And then we find the middle. And then we fold. Now that I've folded like this, I've opened the mechanism for sinking, and then rising, and then hips. So just do that a few more times. Notice that this is as far as the body can fold, pretty much, in this direction. But in this direction, we've got all this. So the body's built to have more range in the front and less in the back. But that doesn't mean we have none in the back. We've got a little bit of that, but a whole lot of this. And now we're standing. Now, again, ideally you've set your space up. You should have your chair on your right side. So step in front of your chair, fingertips on the chair, and we've got this space of the foot out in front of us. Tip forward a little bit into the toes, and then back to the middle, and then tip a little bit back into the heel, and the middle, and then the toes. Notice when I go toes, I don't bend at my hips at all. I'm just leaning this straight body forward, and then middle, and then tipping back into the heels. That's a little different. I don't lean my body back this way. There's almost like this. I'm almost doing that, except it's more subtle than that. But the middle going back to keep equilibrium, there's a little hollowing. But then forward and back. Now, forward, stay in your toes, fingers on the chair, lift, lower, shift back into the heels. Now, hands on the chair for safety, but pull the balls of the feet up and the toes up, and then down. And then into your toes and lift, down. Rock back to your heels and lift the toes down. Someday you can try this with no chair, but again, I don't like doing that when I'm not in the room with someone. because I can't make sure they're, usually when I practice this with my private clients, I'm there making sure that they won't fall. But right, eventually there's this ability to do no hands and keep your equilibrium. Now, heels of hands on the chair, walk back pretty good distance here, giving us the right amount of room for this downward dog. Very important stretch to do whenever you get a chance. I think doing it at your countertop when you're waiting for, an egg to fry or your tea to boil or whatever, you just take your hands on your counter and fold and stretch the legs, the backs, the shoulders. And then lift the chest and the hips come a little bit forward to take the pressure off the pose. And then we go back in. Fold. Hip. Stretch the shoulders in the back. And again. Chest up, hips somewhat forward. And one more time. In. And then we go chest up, walk forward. All the way to the chair. Stand up under your own power. Turn and face forward. We're still near the right side, your right side chair. But now, no hands at all. Take your index finger, place it in your belly button, on your belly button. So this belly button represents the perfect level of the middle of the body. So by touching the belly button, project your awareness deep in to the middle of you. And then from there, change the weight over to your left leg. And then, so you notice I'm now moving this body through space a little bit. Not a huge amount, but I'm going over so my body weight is now on one leg and not the other. And then from this middle, moving over. So now the body weight's on this leg and not the other. So this is the fundamental skill of Tai Chi. Everything from the simplest movement of just walking around or changing our weight to all the really complicated, cool moves of Golden Rooster and other things in Tai Chi. It's all about, can you do this? Can you put the weight into one leg and take it out of the other? And then switch. Do that on this side. So now, put all the weight in your left leg and lift the heel of your right foot and get to the tip of the shoe on your right foot. And then place that foot back down, empty. And then from that middle, change. Now your weight's over your right leg. Lift the left heel, get to the tippy toe of the left foot. Place that heel back down, change. Make sure that when you're putting the weight down through one leg, you're allowing some softness rather than tightening it and locking it. We want it to be like a spring. Change the weight over to your right leg. The weight goes down. That allows this to be free. Now, hand on chair. Weight down through one leg, get to the tippy toe, and disconnect the foot from the floor. Place the foot back down. Change the weight to the right leg. Tippy toe, disconnect. Place the foot down. Change the weight. Tippy toe, and disconnect. Maybe some of you feel like you want to try this one, no hands. Again, chair's there for safety, but you can try tippy toe, lift, down. Again, each of these is just a layer of sophistication, complexity, and challenge that is very revealing. It reveals to us where we're at, right? Now, hand on chair for sure. Let's clear the mechanism, right? So, all the way up, all the way down, whole foot on the ground. Repeat that with the same leg. All the way up, all the way down. Same leg 2 more times. So we're trying to have it be loose and relaxed so that it folds up really easily and it extends really easily. So this same state of relaxation allows folding and extending, right? Now switch all the weight over to your other leg. So now you've got this other empty leg, same idea. Have it be relaxed so that it can fold up and extend, all without any impediment. So we're cleaning it by going fold, extend, fold, extend. Ideally, not even 1 ounce of tension, right? Ideally, it's not yanking on the leg. It's this fold, extend. Now let's alternate each time. So you change the weight into your right leg, let's say, and fold it up, extend it down, change. The weight going down and staying down, that's Chun Wan, is what allows this Ching Ling of this leg to safely occur. And then you address gravity first, Chun Wan down, and now you feel, oh yeah, that freedom that comes from getting the weight out of the body through one leg. So then it's change, lift, down, change, lift. All from here. So this part is just along for the ride. Arms are loose and relaxed. Okay, now let's take that to another challenge. So we were just doing that in place, right? We were just kind of walking in place. We were not moving forwards and backwards. So now we step back a little extra. Chair is in front and to the right. This runway, that's what's important, right? That's where we're traveling. Put all your weight in your left leg. So your chair on your right, put the weight in the left leg, right foot in front, heel touching, toes up. Now, Chun Wan, or down. Down through that right leg, that moved you forward. Down through the leg that's behind you to the earth, that moved you backwards. You don't have to lean or pitch or lurch or push or anything. You just go down, 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 down. This requires what I often am saying to my clients, commit. So you have to commit to one and leave the other. And then you have to commit to this one and leave the other. That's the important piece. Now, hand on the chair, your front leg empty, float it. So from the empty hip, just lift, lower, and then shift. Let the weight go down through that leg now, and we got this opportunity, this little flamingo. Bend the knee, toe touch down behind, and then shift. So as you got Chun Wan, or down gravity through this leg, be able to lift this leg. And then down through this leg as you move forward, and this leg you bend at the knee. Again, down, lift, lower, down, lift, lower, down, down. Now we go down through that left leg, lift the right knee up, down, shift. Now this back leg, bring it forward and up, and then reach it back behind, shift. Weight down to lift that right leg, up, down, shift. And then forward and up, toe behind, shift. One more. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, lower, behind, shift. Now we switch sides. So on this side we had, your right foot in front, left foot behind. So come over to your other chair so that you've got right foot behind and left foot in front. Level 1 is the best time to practice. No hands on anything, just relax. Commit to that front leg, down through it, that moves you forward. Commit to the leg behind you, that moves you backwards. So the saying is, primary direction is down, 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 down. Level 2, hand on chair. Lift, lower, shift, which moves you forward. And then like a little flamingo, lift, put the toe down, shift. The down allows you to go up, down, shift, Then like a little flamingo. Shit. Can you be softer, more relaxed, casual, not gripping, not yanking on the body, not lurching around, being more still throughout. So there's a stillness inside, even though you're moving forward and moving backwards. Hand on the chair. Let's go for full lift. Down. Shift. And then that back leg forward and up. Reach the toe behind. Shift. The weight going down. That's the first thing that's got to happen. And then this could be easy peasy, right? Use the chair for safety. And then this, if the weight is truly down through this leg, then this one can go here and here and back. Weight down so that this can happen. Weight down so that this can happen. And switching in. Now, really important here, weight in your left leg, right foot in front. So down, moved you forward, step that left foot, put the heel out, no body weight, and then down, moves you forward again. Now in going backwards, we're going down, committing to that right leg. This foot being empty, you can step it, but notice there's no body weight. The toe is back there. And then it's down. That moved me back. So the only time I'm advancing or retreating is when I'm changing which I step. I haven't changed. Now I'm changing which leg I'm in. And that's when I move forward. Backwards, it's the same idea. I've changed which leg. Now I can step and I'm not retreating my body, right? I'm moving my foot, but I'm still stable where I am. Then I move because I changed which leg. Eventually that flows like butter. You can just kind of go down, step, down, right? And then down, step, down. So it looks as though it's just smooth, but we have to see that those are two things that are happening. The change of weight, the step is by itself, then there's the change of weight, step by itself, change of weight. Now we just add challenge there, hand on chair. So we go lift, lower, shift. Now this back foot, pick it up and step over. Right, this happens all the time in our life where we have to pick the foot up and step and not lose our balance. Then little flamingo. Same thing here, shift, up, tuck, reach. So we use the chair to make sure we're feeling safe enough to come up, over, and back, and then shift. Now as the weight is down, lift. The weight goes down, I move forward. Now this, I don't move forward at all. Still don't move forward. Still don't move forward. Only when I commit. And then little flamingo. Same thing here. Committing to my back leg, I'm moving backwards in space. Now, I'm still not moving backwards, still not moving backwards, still not moving backwards. Now I'm one more. Down, step over, and down. And finally, level 3. Full lift, down, shift. Now it's heel, knee, foot, down. Still haven't moved forward yet. Now I move forward. Now this knee forward and up. Reach the foot behind. Shift. You got your chair right there for safety. Up, tuck. Still not moving backwards. I'm reaching the foot back, but I haven't left this leg. Now I leave this leg. Lift, lower, shift. Then I still don't advance, I'm still not advancing, I'm still not advancing. Now I'm advancing into this leg, which then liberates this, shift. And now this can go and switch sides. Put all the weight in your right leg, left foot in front, shift, step, shift, shift, step, shift. I advance when I change to a new leg. I've stepped, I still haven't advanced. Now I advance as I'm changing my weight to that leg. And then change weight, step, change weight. Change weight, step, change weight. Shift, step, shift, shift, step, shift. If you can do this smoothly, you can walk across the whole room smoothly. Now let's go level 2. In on chair so you can lift, lower, shift. Now once you're established in this leg, practice stepping over something, which again, it happens all the time that we need to pick the foot up and avoid an obstacle. Shift, lift and lower. Now it's shift. We don't often do it backwards, but it's healthy for the brain and body to be able to step over something backwards. Lift and lower. Shift. Now we're stepping over something. Shift. Shift, lift up and over, shift. And all this, what it's really training is the capabilities of our middle pivot, right? Our ability to retain equilibrium in the midst of changing, moving, shifting parts. Now let's go full range, full lift, down, shift, heel, knee, foot, down. Shift. Bring this knee up, back, shift. The weight down, the weight has to stay down underneath so that we can execute that movement. Stays down underneath. Stays down. Stays down. Stays down. Great. So now let's really put it into practice. So if you've got your chairs set up, they should be almost perfect for a little runway. So now come all the way to the left side of your space, turn down range, facing that way, this whole runway out in front with your chairs as your safety item. Level 1 walking, put all the weight into your right leg, put your left foot in front. Now the down moves you forward. When you step, do not advance in the room. Then go down, and that advances. When you step, you don't advance. But when you go down through your new leg, that moves you forward. Step, down. When you step, you don't advance. But when you change the weight to the leg, you do. Now we go the other way. Down. Step that foot behind with no body weight, and then go down. Step behind with no weight, and go down. Step behind, no weight, down. Step, down. So the term I use, premature stepping. Premature stepping. Stepping too soon is what most people are doing. They're shifting and they're only 50 to 70 to maybe 80% in that foot before they pick up this foot and step it and then step it, and they're kind of falling and clumping around. So slow down and really separate full, empty, and then full, empty, full, empty, full, full. So really committing to one leg only while keeping your equilibrium in your vertical upright. Chain, back, down, down, down. So it's the down that got me forward, down that got me backward. And then when you get better at this, you can start to be a little more courageous, you could say, where you just take bigger steps because you know that you got the way down to the ground. So I can take bigger strides and put a little bit of oomph on the practice. So go ahead and try that if you'd like. Maybe it's just take another added inch to each stride and cover the ground. Remember that your feet are like wheels in the sense that roll, roll, roll. And same thing forward, roll, roll. All right. Now everyone's starting at the far left of your space. Put all the weight in your left leg, right foot empty, step it out and in, out and in. Do that a few more times. Goal here again is vertical. 100% in one, 0% in the other. This ability to step out, step in, step out. Now, keep that foot out and on the ground and change the weight as if underground. So now, full, empty, and then change it back. Full, empty. Change it again. Full, empty. Change it again. And change it again. And again. Now, go down through your right leg. Left foot empty, bring it in, out. In, out. Vertical, still intact. Middle pivot. One full, one empty. Now bring that left foot in, empty, and then right where you are, just change. So now this is full, this is empty, and then change again. This is full, this is empty. So down, find how this is free, and then down. So this is free. Down. With no room at all. Feet are touching, and yet we can still change leg to leg. Change leg to leg. Right? Change. Change. Now, weight down through the left leg, right foot empty, step it out. Change. Left foot empty, step it in. Change. Right foot empty, step it out. Change. Left foot empty, step it in. Change. Out. Change. In. Change. Out. In. Out. Reverse once you get to the end of your runway. Should be able to have a teacup on the top of your head not spilling. I don't suggest you actually go get a teacup and try it, but the idea that we're not going like this, right? That we're not, tipping and tilting, but rather that our middle pivot is retaining a sort of equilibrium the whole way. Now let's add to that, still with the teacup idea in mind, shift and turn and brush and sweep. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. So in the Friday class, we work on all these different Tai Chi sort of sophisticated choreographies and movements. This is the first one, which is the bear, washing, pause, and the stream. Now, shift to your right, turn to your right, brush and sweep to your right. Left foot should be empty. Bring the left foot in, keep the left foot in, change your weight into the left leg, turn the body, brush, and sweep. Step the right foot out, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step the left foot in, keep it in as you shift into the left leg, turn from the middle, brush and sweep. Step, right foot out, shift and turn, brush and sweep. So we're traveling to the right. Step the left foot in, Keep it in, shift, turn, brush, and sweep. Right foot steps out, shift, turn, brush, and sweep. Left foot steps in, shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot out, shift, turn, brush. And reverse, step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep, step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep, step out. How's your teacup? So now just have the idea that a teacup should be able to retain a sense of equilibrium. Even though we're traveling, we're shifting, turning, we're sweeping these limbs left and right, but it shouldn't be yanking our body all over creation, right? There should be movement, smooth movement, but not clumsy discombobulation, right? And then one more there and back. Option to add, brush knee and swap the jumping fit. Stepping in. The hands change. One brush knee, one swap fit. Step out. The hands change. Shift, turn. Hands change. Step in. Shift, turn. So we're traveling to the right. Step out. Shift, turn. Step in. Shift, turn. Step out. And we go back the way we came. Step in, step out. Shift, turn, brush knee, swap fish. Step that right foot in. Shift, turn. The weight's now in the right leg so the left foot can step. Step in, shift, turn. Step out, shift, turn. Step in, shift, turn. Step out, shift, turn. So we're training our middle. Last one there. And then just wash your paws, wash your paws. Settle. Sink chi to the belly, wing roll, fold hands over top, and settle hands to the belly. That gesture of reminding where the middle is, right? Because when we do movement like that, right, all this external turning, there's all this action, it pulls the chi out and activates it and enlivens it. And then we're going, oh yeah, don't forget, here's your nest, here's your napping zone, right? Now, come to the middle of your space here. Put all the weight in your left leg. Now, important here is that the leg bone that's empty can externally rotate, but so too the hips can turn a bit to the right, and the shoulders can turn to the right, and the head can turn to the right. So just hold that position there where all your weight's in your left leg, but you're opening your body, turning the leg out, turning the torso, so you're actually looking to the right side of your space, but your weight's in your left leg. Now, bring everything back to neutral, so turn the body and the leg back to facing straight ahead. And then the weird one, where the leg can turn in, so hopefully you can see that. My heel's going out, my toes are coming in, but not just the leg, my hips can turn, and my shoulders can turn. So now I'm looking to the left side of my room. But again, my left leg hasn't changed anything. It's still just where it is. It's got the body weight in. Come back to neutral. So the right leg and body face forward. Now we open to the right, so it's the right leg and the body. So the hips and the spine and the shoulders and the head looking to the right. So you should be looking to your right. If you're doing this correctly, you turn the leg, turn the hips, turn the chest, turn the body, turn and look to the right. And then back to neutral, looking straight ahead. And then again, right leg turns in, hips turn and shoulders turn. Turn everything. You should be looking to the left side of your space. Now, can we skip neutral and just go turn open to the right, whole body, and then skip neutral and turn in, whole body closing to the left, and then opening and closing. And again, please see if you can get it to where the only leg that has weight is your left leg. So your right leg is empty the whole time. The body is empty and relaxed. And then back to neutral. Switch. So put all the way through the right leg. So all the weight's here. No weight is here. So the left leg can turn out, but so too can the body and the chest and the head. Everything turns open. And then turn everything neutral. Now turn the left leg in, as you see here, my heel going out, my toes in, but also turn the body and the chest and the shoulders and the head looking to the right. Back to neutral. And then opening to look to the left. The leg turns out, hips turn, shoulders, head, everything. And then back to neutral. And then closing to look to the right. And then let's skip neutral now and go open and close. Open, close. Open, close. And back to neutral. All the way into your left leg. Right leg open, body turn open to the right. Now put 100% down through your right leg and finish by bringing the left foot next to your right foot. So now we've quarter turned to the right. Let's do it again. Put all the weight in your left leg so that your right leg is free to turn out and your body turns out. So now you should be another turn to your right and then shift into your right leg, bring your left foot to match. Ideally, you're now facing 180 degrees away from the camera. And then do it again. Put the weight through the left leg, turn the right leg out, turn the body open, and then go down through your right leg and neutral. One more time, down through the left leg, turn the right leg and body open, and then down through the right leg, bring it to match. Again, down through the left leg, opening, down through the right leg, closing everything back to neutral. Down through left leg, open, down through right leg, bring it together. Eventually, you want to get to where these things happen at the same time. So it's as your weight's going down through the left, you're opening to the right. So it's almost, that's where speed of movement comes back, where as I put my weight through my left, I'm opening. I'm just going, boop. And then as my weight's going down, I'm bringing that left foot to match. And then as the weight goes down to the left, I'm opening. As it goes down to the right. Now, same leg, right leg turn out, but now let's do the turn in. So turn the right toes in, hips turn, shoulders turn, looking to your left. Then put 100% weight into the right leg and bring your left foot to match it. So now you should have quarter turned to your left. Again, right leg turning in. So this pigeon toe position. Kind of strange at first, but once you get it, it makes a lot of sense. Right toes turn in, body turns. Now you should be looking away from the camera. So you're looking away from me, and then put 100% of your weight into your right leg. And again, all your weight in your left leg. So it's this close. So instead of opening, which we just did, it's the opposite. It's closing and then shift. Closing, shift. Again, I have two options. If this is my moving leg, I can either be opening, which we already practiced, or it can do the lesser known one, which is closing and then shift. So we're practicing the lesser known movement. So if it feels weird, that's natural. This is a weird movement, but it's important. Again, pigeon toe, right? This close and then neutral, close, neutral. Now, all the weight in your right leg, let's open to the left. So now it's your left leg turning, but it's also the hips, shoulders, and head turning, open. And then 100% of your weight goes into the left leg. Bring your right foot to match. 100% of the weight into your right leg, opening, and then shift and turn. Separate, empty, and full. So slow down enough, because it's one thing to sort of penguin walk around. That's what most people do. They just kind of go, okay, I did it, but that's not helping what we're trying to develop. We're trying to develop full, empty, and freedom of movement. Freedom of movement. So slow down enough to open, neutral, open, neutral, open, neutral, open, neutral. From your middle pivot, open, neutral. Now instead of open, we do close, neutral. So that's left foot. Instead of turning open, it turns close, neutral, close, neutral, close, neutral, close. And finally, let's put them all together here. So we've got right leg empty, turn it out. So it's open, put all the way through your right leg, and with the left leg, close. And then put all your weight in the left leg with the right leg open. And then put all the way through your right leg, go through neutral to the closed position. And do it again. Right leg open. Change the weight of the right leg. Now the whole body turn, close. And then the weight goes through the left leg so the whole body can open. Change the weight into the right leg so the whole body can close. One more time. Open. All the weight establishes in the right leg. Now I can safely make all that change. Then once I put the weight in the left leg, I can safely let that body turn open, change, close. And switching directions, switching legs. All the way through the right leg, turn the left leg open. Put all the weight in the left leg so you can safely bring that right foot around, close. And then put all the weight in the right leg. That allows you to open. And then all the weight in the left leg, close. Go around 3 times. Open. All the weight in the left leg, close. Open. Close. All right. Because basically what's getting, what is happening to all of us, whether it's just age or it's something like Parkinson's or it's some other issue, it's kind of the same thing happening, which is a narrowing and a shrinking of open movement functional pathways. So then we start to get where all we have is just one plane of movement and a couple of movements and a couple of movements. And then anything outside of that, because we don't have it open, can throw off our equilibrium. So that's why we're doing these kind of strange walks and this turning and opening. It's why on the Friday class we're doing big movements and circles and spiral movements and things like that, because again, we're trying to make sure all these pathways are open, which then makes something like just walking over here to go get something across my room a cinch. But if that's all I ever do is just walk these simple mechanics, those keep shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And so the body becomes kind of prison like. So Tai Chi is a prison break. The emphasis on softness and relaxation means that you kind of got to do it a lot. You have to do it a lot to ease your way into making these changes that we're trying to make. Anyway, so any questions about any of that? Lana, yeah, you'll have to unmute.